Hey, Shalom.
Shalom.
We'd like to start out by giving all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect of Israel. This is the Mayim in Atlanta,
And I'm the brother O'War in Atlanta.
and we wanted to check out this little clip that you see, getting it from Reddit. And this is down in Huntington Beach in California, and the Patriot Front is walking through the streets of Huntington Beach, California, screaming out, "White man, fight back," telling them to take whose streets, our streets, trying to tell them to protect their homeland, to take back their home,
Yep.
telling them, you even saw a guy walking with a National Socialism shirt, telling them all sorts of confusion, because that's really what they're pushing. It's all confusion. First off, you're not white. Second off, you're not being replaced. These are your people you're talking about. You're talking about Amalek replacing you. You're the Edomites. You're both Edomites, pushing a lot of confusion. Your homeland, take back your homeland. That means go back to Mount Seir,
Yep.
because you are Edomites. You are not white people. You are not from here. Everywhere you are around the whole entire earth, you have stolen it and taken over somebody else's civilization. You're red in the Bible,
Yep.
and you're hated of the Lord. You're not taking anything back. You're about to go into slavery, but you're going to make your last hurrah and try to fight for your land, try to fight for your ways and for your civilization, but it's going to come to no avail. But
Right.
they can see that they have a short time. So
Yep.
I'm going to go straight here to Revelation 12. You want to break it down? Or?
Come on.
All right, I'll read it for you. Revelation 12 and verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
Right. And we see in that wrath in many different ways through Trump being a prominent figure, speaking, being the king, the modern day king, which is the president of America. He's speaking these words of fury, against the tribes and also just against the American citizens in general, generalizing the American society as thugs, predominantly just dangerous to humanity, people who are incompetent and can't think for themselves. So he's going to, Esau, is going to pretty much try to force his will upon humanity, through AI, through the digital, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Through the digital system that he's establishing, Salakia. But this is a catalyst moment to help Esau push this system that he's trying to push, because this is going to bring forth the famine of the word. This is going to bring forth martial law, because you got uproars of the people. So Esau, he's seeing the heavenly signs. He's seeing the signs of the end of his rulership. So he's speeding up these big events and causing this chaos to ultimately be justified in him pushing that sword through your through your chest, piercing you.
Yeah. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, because destruction is coming. But at the same time, we ought to be rejoicing, because this devil is about to fall out of power. He's fallen. He's not going to be able to get up at all. He had a short, temporary amount of time to rule on this earth, and that time's coming to an end. And as it says, thus with great violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down. It's going to come with a lot of violence. They put out a lot of violence into the world, and they've got to be judged through violence, and that is coming to them.
Yep.
It says, "For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." They had a temporary rulership. They can see that it's ending. They see with their telescopes that the chariots are coming. They see that the people are turning against them and they're even complaining about it. They complained about it in that video, in the last clip of it, that everybody's against them. And
Right.
why wouldn't we be? You've turned everything upside down. And it really stems from you not wanting to be Edomites, but you are Edomites. They put whiteness onto themselves and made it the it thing, the supreme thing to be, while the rest of the planet was looking up to that, trying to get to this whiteness. They put it on the Messiah. They put it on Yahushua,
Yep.
and changed his name as well. And that convinced people that the Lord looks like them, when nothing is further from the truth.
Right.
They've turned everything upside down, but they see that these lies that they put out are being exposed, that nothing they're saying is actually working, that they're also seeing the division between themselves, because they're talking about fight back, white man. That's against themselves. They're talking about fighting back against Amalek, because that's who's, if anybody's replacing them, it's Amalek that's doing it. But you're the same. You're that snake eating its own tail, the Ouroboros. You're done, man. You guys are finished. You said, what, Luke?
You mind second Esdras
Yeah, let's get it.
15? Because one of the things that I heard at the beginning of that video that we played at the beginning, they was saying overthrow the government. And they was also saying these are our streets. That's going into sedition among men, rising up against their kings. So this is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 15, verse 15. Well, I'll start at verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Right, so them that are of this world. These Edomites walking around completely of this world. This is their kingdom. So woe to you, because your destruction and the sword draws nigh to you. It's going to come to all of the 12 tribes of Israel as well, but specifically
Jacob's trouble. Just bring that up. You got it.
Jacob's trouble is going to be a extremely, extremely gruesome time, where all nations are going to suffer. But it reads in verse 15, for the sword and their destruction draws nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. You got the left versus the right. You got the East Coast versus the West Coast. You got red versus blue in the hood and in the government. So there's already separations in this society right now. There's already division. But when lawlessness breaks out completely, when anarchy is completely established within this soil, that's when all of these systems of division that Esau has established is gonna fully work.
Yep. And who created that division? Esau did.
Exactly.
I mean, everything's through Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, but Esau is ruled via this division. They create it, divide and conquer. That's how they do things, and you even see it. You see it within their political system, between the left and the right, the conservatives and the liberals.
Yep.
You see that they pushed all that. They pushed racial ideals. They pushed class separation. They push division on every single level. Gender separation as well. This division is going to eat this place.
Yep. It says, and swords in their hands. So they're standing up to fight with swords in their hands, not standing up to fight with their mouths. That's already happening right now predominantly. But soon the main source of communication is going to be through the sword, which is any form of a harmful weapon that can put you to death. It says, verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men. When you go into the word sedition on Google, it reads, sedition refers to actions or expressions that promote disaffection or incite rebellion against the government. And that's exactly what they was just marching and chanting. Rebellion against the government. Overthrow the government. These are our streets.
You say, pick up a gun, Brad.
Exactly. What are you picking that gun up to do? It's not to submit to your authorities, to the officers or the troops that are sent to put you in order through your king, Donald Trump. That's not what y'all not picking up those weapons to peacefully be like, no, we not gonna fold. They are going to aggressively say no, and it's gonna be all out war. Civil war.
Yeah. And you can see they've even made that guy, I'm not going to say his name, but, and that's what they're saying, say his name. But they've made him a martyr. And so now they have something to fight for. So they are going to do this. We are watching the beginnings of this sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. We're watching the beginning. And it's just going to grow and grow and grow all the way until you go into slavery, Esau.
Yep.
Because
they literally said, these are our streets.
Yeah.
That's the course of their actions standing in their power. These are our streets. You can't tell us what to do. We have full control.
Matthew 12:26, and if Satan cast out Satan, and these Edomites, so-called white people, including the small hatters, they are the people of Satan, which Satan means adversary. And you can just look at them and tell they are adverse to all of the ways of the Lord. They go around spreading their Judeo-Christianity, and it's completely adverse. They spread it with their white Jesus, which is a lie. That name's a lie.
Yep.
And they spread it, and they tell people that the laws are done away with. That's adverse to the Lord, going against his standard. And then they tell people that you can do whatever you want and just call on the name Jesus the Christ,
right,
and you will be accepted. That's do what thou wilt. That's Satanism. You are the people of Satan. And you have Esau's doctrine that you push around the earth, which that's being exposed, starting with the apostles and elders of the Great Millstone.
Yep.
You were Satan casting out Satan, because you're going against your elite, basically, who were the small hats. You're going against them. You are the same people. You're all so-called Europeans.
Yep.
You're the same people, and you're casting each other out. They started it kind of with this great replacement that they're always talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But you're gonna go against them eventually.
And that shows.
No, you're good.
That shows just how undivided and out of order Esau moves. He moves in the order of the Lord, how he was created to move. But when it comes to comparing the order of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai to the order of Esau, he is all over the place. He literally, these elites, they got their people out here just dry, wearing and tearing in America.
Yeah.
And
they're feeling it because that quote unquote white privilege is evaporating. Mm-hmm. Nobody respects them anymore, and they know that they're just really full of shit.
Exactly.
Like, lied about history, lied about science, lied about everything, who you are, lied about who we are.
Yep.
Lied about it all. And that privilege is going away, so they're seeing their power go away, because that's all they got left.
Right.
That's all they had, at least. The Amalek just basically gave them white privilege, while Amalek kept all the gold and resources, and everything else.
Right.
The whole blessing.
They said, we'll take all of the wealth, y'all just take the reputation.
Yeah.
Literally. It's crazy.
Matthew 12:26. And if Satan cast out Satan, so if Esau cast out Esau, if Esau cast out Amalek, if Amalek casts out Esau, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? How are you guys going to keep going? If you cast out Amalek, you're going to fall. And if Amalek casts out Esau, the rest of our so-called Europeans, then they're going to fall too. You can't stand without each other. You're not going to make it. How's your kingdom going to stand? And it's not. You're at the end of it.
You
Completely.
Add a precept to that?
Yeah, let's go.
You just said end. It's basically going into the same thing. Mark 3:26.
Let me get that for you.
Yup. Because this kingdom has an end. So it says in Mark 3:26, and if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end. And that's what the brother Tamayim just said, you know. It's very clear that we are at the end of Esau's kingdom.
Yep.
And that he does have an end. Like, this kingdom is literally wearing and tearing before our eyes.
And since you brought up the end, we gotta go to the end. 2 Ezra 6, and we'll start at verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? So when's the end of the world? When do the Israelites get to be in rulership? When does this promise start? When is it? And he says, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, because we know the promises and the blessings went from Abraham, then it went to Isaac, and then Isaac had Jacob and Esau, and the promises and blessings went to Jacob.
Yep.
But Esau got a temporary blessing in which they've had a lion's share of the rulership within this age that we've had, from post-flood, which is the first death, all the way up to this flood of fire that's about to happen with the nukes,
Right.
which is the second death. They've had a lion's share of the portion under their control. And so it seems like they would be, like they're actually highly favored and blessed, as the Christians say. But they are not. They are hated of the Lord. They do everything the exact opposite. And so it says, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand helped first the heel of Esau. Because Jacob is going to have a hand in bringing down the Edomites. And the Lord tells us about that. First that comes to mind is Isaiah, where he says, fear not, thou worm Jacob. I shall be with you. He's going to strengthen us to help. But at the same time, he's got to punish the 2/3, and he's going to use his sword, the Edomites, to do that.
Yep.
It says, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world. This is his end. As we just read there in Mark. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Right.
So we're watching a translation of kingdoms. And yeah, it's going to go out violently. It's going to be extremely violent, because this is the man of violence.
Right.
It's a bloody man.
It's only right.
And blood shall pursue thee.
Since thou hast not hated blood. Because he loves spilling blood. That's how he got this land.
Yeah.
Spilling blood. So his blood is going to be spilled in this very land that he spilled blood.
Yeah, because the land's got to be cleansed.
Exactly.
And you spilled so much blood that the Lord's just going to cleanse this place and make it an example forever.
Yep.
Because it's almost too much to clean up. Like, just the blood of the saints everywhere. Spewed everywhere around this place.
Literally.
And one of those ways the blood's going to be spilled is through civil war. And through sedition. Through famine. Famine's coming as well.
Yep.
And then World War III is coming as well, and that's going to lead to the nukes going off, and your land, as you call it, your home, is about to be destroyed because it's none of yours. It ain't your home. You stole this place. You got something else?
Yeah. I'm trying to find it.
Well, I'm gonna jump on this.
Yeah.
Isaiah, it's the book of Isaiah, chapter 19 and verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. This isn't talking about ancient Egypt. It's talking about America. Because think about, why would the Lord be setting a civil war in America currently? This is prophecy. So not every place has the same name. And Egypt is going into the captivity and the bondage served here. But it's speaking of America. We could go to Revelation 11. It talks about this great city, which is called Sodom in Egypt. And this is the same place where the Israelites would be raising up, in which you see that there in Revelation 11. So here it's talking about America. And I will set the Americans against the Americans, or the Egyptians against the Egyptians. And they shall fight every one against his brother. That's what they're talking about. Rise up. Rise up, white man. Who are you rising up against? Rising up against Jake? That wasn't Jake that took that man out, your martyr out. That was another Edomite. So you're talking about fighting against your brothers. Who's replacing you? That's not Jake. That's not the Negro, Latino, Native American replacing you. We have no power to do that. You're talking about fighting against your brother Amalek for that. You're going to fight each other, and you're going to try to fight us, but once you come in for us, we're of that elect number. The Lord said he's going to lift up a standard against him. When the enemy shall come in as a flood, the Lord shall lift a standard. But you guys are fighting each other. You're fighting yourselves. So I said, the Ouroboros, that snake eating its own tail. And they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. It's going to be all out war here.
Right. Conservatives and liberals. Those are two kingdoms, fighting against each other because they are completely opposed to each other and they have their own power, But you mind if I grab Jeremiah 42 and 15?
Let's get it.
Water. Because judgment is coming not only to the tribes, but to all the inhabitants of the earth. Everybody that dwells on the earth, they're going to experience a form of judgment. So it reads in Jeremiah 42 and 15, and now therefore hear the word of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, ye remnant of Judah. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the power of Israel, if ye wholly set your faces to enter into Egypt and go to sojourn there, right? So going to dwelling here, being of this world, actually living and breathing as an American, being fully red, white, and blue. Charleston White is your wallpaper, with his Confederate shirt on,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. Those kind of Israelites,
African Americans.
exactly. Y'all are going to be caught out there because it says, and not only Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you so-called Edomites, white men, so-called Ishmaelites, you Arabs, so-called Moabites, you Chinese, all of the nations are going to feel judgment, the judgment of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. It says in verse 16, and it shall come to pass, all you that dwell and are of this world, that the sword which ye feared shall overtake you in the land of Egypt. And we're seeing a lot of people not only within the nation of Israel, but as we just looked at that video, outside other people outside of the nation of Israel as well, they are in fear.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they're rising up and trying to force their will to stop what they're fearing. You know, the war that they're seeing brewing up. You know, the chaos and just the injustices that they're seeing continuing to play out repeatedly in this land. And it's bringing fear because it's only getting worse.
Yeah.
It says, shall overtake you in the land of Egypt. Right, so it's going to overtake you here. It's going to overtake the streets. It's going to overtake the stores, the convenience stores, the gas stations. That sword is going to overtake and destroy these places, these establishments, you know, black-owned businesses, people doing stuff on their own, you know, trying to live a little more away from seeking support from Esau. Y'all are going to feel it as well. It's going to overtake you.
It says, though hand join in hand, the wicked must be punished.
Exactly. They shall not go unpunished. Because at the end of the day, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, he created this earth to be inhabited in righteousness. And this king right here, he is not a righteous king. He is the wicked, the so-called white man Esau. So he has to be thrown down so that the earth can operate how it was created to operate.
Yeah.
You know? It says...
righteousness and in order.
Exactly. It says, and the famine whereof ye were afraid shall follow close after you there in the land of Egypt, and there ye shall die. So there's going to be many different forms of death, including the famines, you know, different kinds of famines. You got the famine of the word, famine of bread, famine of mercy, you know, the famine of love.
Yeah.
You know,
Hearts many waxing cold.
exactly. Like the famine of neighborhood. All of that is gonna be, it's not gonna be seen anymore. And these kind of famines, these people fear it. Ain't nobody trying to have the stores empty when Esau then took away all of the natural sources of food. We gotta literally, you know, do a whole lot of research to find stuff that they tell us ain't good for us in the woods.
Yeah.
You know, and really discover what we can eat. You know, like Esau, he has taken away all of the natural sources that the Heavenly Father created for us to thrive from, so that we can rely on him. And he's going to strip it all. He's going to strip it from us. But those who are of this world, they are going to be the ones that suffers, because they are going to be the ones who ultimately relied and trusted in that man until he did that.
Yeah, because it says, my servants shall eat,
Exactly.
but ye shall be hungry.
Yup. You're going to starve because you ultimately didn't eat the bread of life. You know? It says in verse 17, so it shall be with all the men and women that set their faces to go into Egypt to sojourn there, so to dwell there, to be of this world, to love the holidays, you know, to believe that you can be a cat, or to believe that you can identify as a rabbit. These things are insane, you know, and a lot of people within the nation of Israel and outside of the nation of Israel, they are dwelling within these ways of life. They are fully consumed and drowning themselves within these ways of life. So they are going to experience, you know, that punishment. It says, they shall die by the sword, by the famine, and by the pestilence, all of these sicknesses, viruses, and none of them shall remain or escape from the evil that I will bring upon them. So there's no fleeing that you can do. There's no bunker that you can hide in. There's no facility or military might that you can hide in to escape the judgment of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. It's just the bottom line, you know. These things are soon to come. And these videos, like the video that we played at the beginning, are signs for us to see and ultimately build up our faith, because we can see that the Lord is working, man.
He is working.
He working.
He's judging this place too. He's like that. Their martyr, and that was a judgment for them. Their leadership is being taken out of the way.
Real deal.
This is judgment. Judgment's on America. The economy's crashing. They're talking about how it might be basically going out of business. Government shut down. There's famine on the way. There's, I know Trump had ordered all this emergency food supply destroyed just a week or two ago. Like, we're watching these things happen. Wars and rumors of wars constantly. Years on years of that. And we're seeing Esau rising up. We're really watching them like rise up. We saw it with their leader, their great leader, the T-Man, trying to get Jake out of here through his ICE programs and deportation. We're watching it with him also setting the National Guard in these different areas. And then you're seeing, at the same time, you're seeing the Edomites stand on their feet. And this is Job 18 and verse 11. It says, terrors shall make them afraid on every side, because they could see their end. The Lord's probably plaguing them with different dreams and shit, showing them in chains.
Because he did that in the past.
Yeah, showing your babies getting dashed against the stone, showing the calamity that is about to come on to you, Esau.
Yep.
Terrors. These are terrors. This is terrifying. And then the ultimate terror is that it's the chariots. The chariots entering back in. They're seeing it on their screens. There's so many reports of the chariots. That's terrifying. But it's making you, it's bringing you to where you need to be. It says, and shall drive him to his feet. We saw the Edomites driven to their feet. Stand up, white man. Take back your home. Get what's it? Get a gun, Dave, or whoever. Come on. They're on their feet. They're ready. You're not fully ready for what's coming, but they think they're ready, because this has worked in the past, going to their blessing the sword, as you were saying earlier. It says, his strength shall be hunger bitten. So, you know how it is when you haven't ate and you're trying to lift or trying to work out, trying to play a sport, and you're famished. It doesn't work out. You catch cramps. You can't lift as much as you normally can. You can't do exactly what you've been doing. And this is the state of the Edomites. They put down their sword for a long time and tried to go crouching, humbling themselves, but so they're going to pick up that sword and it's going to be a bit rusty.
Right.
His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side, because that is your manifest destiny. You are the people of the Lord's cursed to judgment. It says, it shall devour the strength of his skin. Your whiteness ain't working out no more. Not at all. We're telling you, you're red. You are the red people of the Bible. You're not white. You're not pure. You're not innocent. You've been able to play off of that for so long. But it's only confusion. You're not white. It says, even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength. Yahweh Shai is coming straight for you. Think of Isaiah 63, who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? Yahweh Shai is going to destroy you, y'all. Verse 14, his confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, because nothing's going right, especially for their elite. They just did that Charlotte train stabbing.
Right.
That's already coming out, that lady supposedly died in in Ukraine a few years ago as a medic, using the same name, same image, and then, watching those videos of people exposing it. It's just a psyop. It's just another psyop, Esau. And this is ruining your confidence, your faith in your sword, your faith in your deception. It's all going away. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors. Ooh. Just think of the plagues that came on to Egypt. We were talking about Egypt earlier. And the Lord said he's not going to allow us to dwell in Egypt anymore. He's going to hit it with plagues as he did before. He's talking about America. You're about to get plagued just like Exodus, like ancient Egypt, but it's going to be 10 times worse. It's going to be double. Because Babylon gets double. Edom gets double. Verse 15, it shall dwell in his tabernacle, all these terrors, because it is none of his, and everywhere you are is stolen. Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation. The nukes are coming. His roots shall be dried up beneath, because your seed is spoiled, and your brethren, your neighbors, and you are not. And above shall his branch be cut off. You're withering away, Esau. You're going to be genocided. That's what's coming up. That's your manifest destiny. It says his remembrance shall perish from the earth. Mount Rushmore is going to be taken out. All your little tokens around the earth you've left. Your those statues that were getting knocked over that he kept trying to put back up just a few years ago. All that stuff's about to go away. And he shall have no name in the street. He shall be driven from light into darkness. Because that's what you are. You are nothing but darkness. You're really the black people of the earth.
Right.
And you're being driven out of that. Nobody respects you anymore. And chased out of the world. Somebody gets chased out of the world, Christians. Not everybody can be saved. Esau gets genocided. Stop saying that shit. They get chased out of the world. So-called white people, including the small hatters, chased out of the world. Get taken out. He shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwellings. That is showing you their whole seed line is about to be cut off after they serve out their punishment of captivity for 1,000 years. It says, they that come after him shall be astonished at his day, as they that went before were affrighted. Because you did speak softly and carry a big stick for a long time. You did well. You had a great run. But what's coming for you and for your people is, I'm afraid for you. And it's scary what you're about to go through.
Yeah.
You got heavy judgment to pay. It says, surely such are the dwellings of the wicked. The Edomites are the wicked. Malachi 1 and 4. And this is the place of him that knoweth not the Most High. You don't know the Lord. You make it up and you pretend that you do. You hold the book. But you are the Edomites. The Lord hates you. And you hate him. So stop playing. Just go ahead and bring it. Got anything else? All right, let's close it up. So we'd like to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone. Shalom to the elect of Israel. Shalom.